Hello, everybody. In today's lecture, we'll be talking about ethics in biotechnology. As we know already, biotechnology is about understanding life and utilization of this knowledge towards the benefit of people. And as of today, in the 21st century, biotechnology has been a significant force in improving the quality of people's life. This biotechnology area is intimately tied to science and scientific knowledge, and it is also closely tied to ethics. And there exists a two-way flow between science and ethics, where ethics influences biotechnology while science also impacts ethics. Where ethics is important to follow a direction that is good and right and acceptable. So, here ethics includes assessment of the rights and wrongs of specific technologies and applications associated with biotech. For example, like we have heard of cloning or genetic diagnosis. Ethical evaluation will make us question these techniques, like is it ethically appropriate to carry out cloning? Is it acceptable? Or is it just a redundant procedure that should not be carried out because it is possibly unnatural? Or carrying out of genetic diagnosis in general may lead to loss of privacy of individuals. So, is this loss of privacy an ethically correct step to be carried out? So, such questions can be put forth only when ethics is taken into consideration while carrying out or while doing biotechnology. Also, ethics will examine the broader goals and aims of the biotechnology like enterprises. Because it may be ethically correct to find cure to a disease, which will be one of the goals of biotechnology. But the means to achieve this cure may not always be ethically correct. So, this will be subjected to ethical evaluation. As a matter of fact, this has to be subjected to ethical evaluation. So, this is how ethics and biotechnology go hand in hand. The basic premise of a bioethical extent would generally question those issues regarding the various controversial biotechnology initiatives. For example, you have patenting. Patenting has been a phenomena associated with biotechnology for a very long time now. But is patenting a research ethically valid? Would it not affect the society? Is something that we should look into. So, patenting and its impact is one classic example where ethics and biotechnology clash. Likewise, there is gene therapy, there is establishment of DNA banks, creation of genetically engineered or modified organisms, which we know as the GMO. Likewise, the creation of genetically modified food. All of this are the hot topics with regard to biotechnological ethics. Usually, the parameters for ethical evaluation will also keep in mind the public policy and government regulations. And this entire concept of ethical evaluation will have three different parameters. The first one will be the recognition of ethical issues and value contest. So let us say there is a biotechnology initiative that is being carried out to produce something, or taking into consideration today's example, will stick on to the production of COVID-19 vaccine. So here there are a lot of aspects we should take into consideration. The first aspect will be the value contest, meaning that how valuable will this product be to the society. Since we all know that the COVID-19 pandemic has hit the world, it has devastated the economy, people are suffering on a very large scale. So a vaccine or any drug towards the treatment of COVID is of a very high value. Now, coming to the ethical issues associated with the preparation of this vaccine or the drug. So what happens now is there cannot be a complete compliance to the ethical aspects. Like for example, the Covishield and Covaxin vaccines that are currently being administered, and there were certain issues pertaining to the ethical adherence during the preparation of these vaccines. So given the value of the vaccine, there can be a slight deviation from the ethical component. So one of the parameter for ethical evaluation is recognition of ethical issues and the value contest. They go hand in hand, and one is inversely proportional to the other. Next, we have the issues arising across the entire life cycle of a biotechnological product or a technique. Here, what happens is, keeping in mind or taking into consideration the vaccine example that I gave earlier, we now have a vaccine, but we do not really know what are its long-term impacts or how effective it is on a larger population. So basically these vaccines would have been tested on very small groups as compared to the entire world population. So this particular biotechnological product will require a broader testing, and there will also be requirement of further product development and taking care of the diffusion of this product, where once this product is prepared or made available to the public, there must be a policy that will make sure that everybody gets it. This is also an important ethical aspect that you should remember. And finally, the long-term impact of this particular vaccine. There are a lot of grey area when it comes to vaccination, and with particular reference to the COVID-19 vaccine, or any vaccine for that matter, you won't really know what is the long-term impact. The COVID-19 happened in 2019, December. So 2020, the whole year was, gone with all the COVID related cases. And during this time, in this short duration, the vaccines were prepared. So we don't really know what is the long-term impact, like what could be the impact after 10 years. Would this boost the antibody production against various other types of coronaviruses, or would this weaken the immune system of the human beings? You don't know. So this long-term impact of any biotechnological product has to be mandatorily looked into while carrying out ethical evaluation. And lastly, there will be requirement of an establishment of an independent advisory committee which will provide expert advisory opinions and also inform the biotechnicians about the public policy and the legal compliance of their work. So all of this will be the most important aspects that one has to look into while carrying out ethical evaluation of a biotechnological initiative. So in general, we can say that ethics in biotechnology ensures educating and advancing the policy process, where the policy makers will be educated regarding the importance of this biotechnological finding and promote the product. Likewise, it will also ensure fairly distributing the benefits and burdens of the exercise. So what happens here is, when there is a biotechnological research happening, there is a lot of investment that is carried out. Okay, there are a lot of evaluations to be done, a lot of preclinical and clinical trials to be carried out before the product hits the market. So there is a huge burden that is associated with production of a biotechnological product. And now, in order to recover the investment made, there is a possibility of selling these products at a very high price, and this will not be beneficial to the entire population in general. So an ethical policy will ensure that there is a fair distribution of both the burden as well as the benefits within the given population, where the burden is also shared maybe with maybe by the biotechnological firm that is producing the product, and also the government, which is partially funding the research that is being carried out, so that the product will not be highly priced and it will be affordable by all. And the next thing is resolving of disputes. So when there is something large scale being carried out, there are possibilities of disputes arising. So when there is a compliance to ethics or ethical standards, resolving disputes will be easier, and it will also help in protection of public health and safety alongside promotion of R&D, where such biotech products are promoted by the government and funded adequately, along with provision of suitable policies to promote such research and development. And ethical compliance will also make sure that it will promote and protect the human dignity. So this is how ethics in biotechnology plays an important role. And in general, it will encompass a wide variety of aspects, where we have quite a few. The first one will be conflicts of roles or interests. So here there can be a conflict of interest or conflict of role that is occurring between the biotech firm and the government. And ethically speaking, if both the parties are compliant, it will lead to effective management, promotion, and also regulation of the process. The second thing is the research limits, where if a biotech product appears to be dangerous or appears to be against the law of the land, in the given country where it is being produced. There can be establishment of research limits via the ethical initiatives to temporarily prohibit or permanently stop the production of such product or research. The next aspect that is very important with regard to biotechnology is the tissue disputes, where we already know that biotechnology involves a large scale cell and tissue culturing techniques. So here the tissue disputes can be ethically regulated towards the usage of human tissues, cell lines and biological materials. So I'll say that if you need to carry out a particular cancer research, if you have to find out a particular drug that will be effective against cancer, the foremost step that is carried out will be an evaluation that is done on cell lines. So it is an in vitro evaluation where the cell lines were originally derived from a human being or an animal. So there are a lot of ethical questions that are associated with the use of such samples, and tissue disputes can be controlled under ethics in biotechnology. And next we have labeling, where it is an ethical dilemma if the consumers must be educated regarding genetically modified foods. So if there is a company that is producing and selling genetically modified food, the ethical dilemma that arises here is that if this company should inform the consumers that the food that they are consuming is genetically engineered, or should the company just hide the fact so that the consumers will blindly consume whatever has been given to them. And next we have the transgenics, which focuses on the creation of plants and animals that are not naturally occurring. So this is a very important aspect in today's generation, where we are carrying out a lot of research on genetically modified organisms, and these organisms are not naturally found whatsoever. So we should look into on why the creation of such animals is needed, and is it necessary to carry out any such step. And if such production of transgenics can be justified ethically, the next point, that is duties to animals, will be taken into consideration, where caretaking of such experimental animals is also important. In biotechnology, we do a lot of animal studies. There are mice that are sacrificed, there are guinea pigs, there are rabbits, there are monkeys, sheep, horses that are sacrificed for the sake of finding cure for human diseases. So, ethically speaking, there is a particular duty towards these animals that are being sacrificed. They are to be taken care of, and they are to be treated in a very dignified manner before they are sacrificed, so that these animals are given their due gratitude. Nextly, we have the patenting of life, that is another important ethical aspect, where in today's scenario, patenting of microbes, animals, or human life forms has been arising, and there has been a lot of debate occurring regarding the same on whether patenting of life forms should be allowed or not. Next, we have the establishment of DNA banks to store genetic information. So, when there are DNA banks to store genetic information, the question here is like, can this be an useful aspect or useful component towards provision of criminal justice, where the DNA or genetic information of the criminals are stored, and this will assist in investigations of cases, or would this essentially breach the privacy of any individual, no matter if he is a criminal or not? So this is an important ethical aspect. And nextly, as I told earlier, privacy and human dignity, where establishment of DNA banks may intrude the genetic privacy, the genetic ownership, and also the genetic discrimination. Similarly, there is also requirement of an intergenerational justice while carrying out biotechnological research. This intergenerational justice happens with particular reference to genetic engineering of plants and animals, where care must be taken to see that these genetically engineered organisms are consistent with the future generations as well, so that they don't end up being dangerous to the existent ecosystem, which will also highlight the duties to nature, where the ethical duties are owed directly to the ecosystem, where the human beings must take care of the nature as well, and also adhere to the sustainable development goals to have a clean and green environment. And lastly, the entire process, whatsoever it is in biotechnology, must be strictly adhering to the ethically acceptable norms. So all of this are the most important aspects that can be encompassed under the ethics in biotechnology. So with this, I would like to conclude today's lecture. Thank you.